GTA San Andreas. We're doing the import-export. We're on list 3, AA Gamer for Life. These are our 10 vehicles for this list, and there's a look of the board. Okay, now some of the vehicles, I'm going to show you the locations where they're supposed to be, but sometimes they're not helpful as far as the car may be locked and you can't really do anything with it. But I'm going to show you the locations where they're supposed to be, and then a lot of times some of the cars are just random that you can find out on the street. Okay, now the Eurus car is always parked here, and you will never find any of these vehicles or this car anywhere else as far as I know. And this is where the car is. Sometimes it will not spawn there. Sometimes you might have to leave, come back. I just finished the triathlon race and it put me right there in Las Venturas, so I decided to run up there. So it's the first car on my list 3 that I decided to grab because it was right there, and like I said, sometimes you might have to go back and forth to that area to see it, but that's where it is. Okay, the Super GT obviously you get for doing the driving school, and it's the first car, so you have to get bronze at least in the school to complete it. So that one's very easy to get. It's a big payout too. Okay, now the Huntley spawns out in front of the driving school, and it's random as well. Now I was in the middle of jacking the Banshee, which will be coming up shortly. The Banshee's always north of the gym in San Fierro, so I was going to go turn it in, but then I saw the Huntley there, so you know, any vehicle you know that's always there, you can always go back and get it, but anything that's random, you know, you want to grab it while you see it. Okay, the Huntley's very common out in Las Venturas too. I've seen them many times out there. It's just, the game can kind of work you at times. Okay, so there's the Banshee. We're just north of the gym, and it's always there, and it's never locked, so that's an easy one. Anytime you want to get max payout on your vehicles, just take the car up to the paint and spray right by the gym. It's right behind the car place. I'm pretty sure you know where the paint and spray is. So as you'll notice that most of the cars I turn in will be, you know, max payout, and if I dig them up or whatever, I'll just hit the paint and spray, so I get max money for them. You know, you go through all the trouble of getting the cars, you might as well get max money for them. The paint and spray is like right there by the train station. So okay, the freeway is right down here, do the Courier in San Fierro, so it's right there. One of the easy vehicles to find. It's going to start the Courier thing, so just click the right stick to cancel the Courier, then drive it down to the ship. Now all the bikes I will drive up to the top of the ship here, but all the other vehicles I use the crane to put up here. A lot of the cars will fit up there, but you most likely will damage the vehicle getting up there, so just use the crane. As you can see, we're just cutting in and out. There's no sense in showing you all the driving. Okay, the Mesa, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right, but basically the Jeep. Okay, it always spawns out here in Whetstone, the bottom of Mount Chiliad, where you do the mountain bike races. Sometimes it won't be here, but if you run off and come back, save the game, whatever, it does spawn there. And again, this is another vehicle you can find out and about. A lot of locations I'll show you where they're supposed to be, but I have the car stashed in San Fierro, so I'll just show you where they're supposed to be, and then I'll just cut into the garage in San Fierro where I got them stashed. Okay, so that takes care of the Jeep. Okay, the journey, it's like the game kind of knows when you need it. It's like every time you're out on the roadway, you'll see tons of these things until you want to grab one for the import-export, and then you'll never see them. But at the top of Mount Chiliad is where you'll find one. They're always there, or it's always there. If you feel like driving it down the mountain, go for it. Okay, out in Los Santos, I showed you where the Sentinel was. It's also the home of a Journey. They got 2 vehicles out here. So this is the other home of it. Well, I'm out in Los Santos. I'm kind of finding other locations, other vehicles, but when it comes time to actually jack a Journey, I'll be just a little bit south of San Fierro on the expressway, which you'll see in just a second. Okay, so right there in the movie studio is where you can find a Journey if you feel like driving it. Okay, so you can see I'm just south of San Fierro. I found the ZR350. We'll be getting into that in just a second, a little bit later in the video for that vehicle. This particular sports car is usually pretty common and random to find out on the roadways. So instead of jacking a Journey in those 2 spots, I just waited out here so I didn't have to drive all that distance, and then it's off to the boat. Now this one I don't take to the paint and spray to fix up. I just drive it down there. So it's a little dinged up, so I'm not getting max payout on it, but it ain't nothing but a thing. Okay, so the BF injection is going to be next on my hit list, and the beach out there in Whetstone, just north of Whetstone, get a look at the map. There's always one here. I don't show it on the map, but there's also one in the Los Santos beach area, and again, they're kind of common around San Fierro sometimes, so I found one out there. So when I was out and about, I just found one and I jacked it, threw it in the garage. But out there just north of Whetstone, it's always there at the beach, so if you gotta run out there, grab it. That's where you need to go. Drive it back. And again, if you need to hit the paint and spray, go right ahead. It's right north of the garage there. Might as well get max payout.
Kind of you.
Okay, in Los Santos, right by your safe house, where you do that race for Caesar, there's a blade. Now the blade is very common too. You can be just standing outside the garage in San Fierro and you'll see tons of the blade. So what I've done is just jacked one and threw it in the garage. But if you can't find one, that's the location down in Los Santos. You know, grab it and drive it back if that's what you got to do. Alright, that takes care of the blade. Okay, now the ZR350, it spawns out in Las Venturas in front of the Clown Casino or whatever. There's a safe house right there. Now the problem is the damn car's locked. So what that means to you, it's basically useless to you. I mean, you can go back and there's no safe house that's even remotely close to push this thing into the garage. So just not going there. And again, they're pretty common. You will definitely see them out in San Fierro. So when I saw one, I jacked one. Out there in Las Venturas too, you'll see them around. They're basically very random and common, so it shouldn't be any problem finding one of these cars. And then take it down to the ship. Alright, all cars are collected. If you didn't earn a lot of money gambling, doing all these 30 cars will definitely give you some cash. So I think I started out with like 10 grand or whatever, and I got 1.4 million. So at a certain point, the money's really not, too useful to you. You bought all the safe houses, and buying the cars from the import it's not really beneficial to you. But anyway, that's the import-export. If you like the videos, you can always support us by checking out the ads.